Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Tony here, and I know I'm a little bit late with this, but I've been so busy the last couple days, working plus all sorts of other shit, life happens. What can you do? This is my review slash rant. I have a word for it. I'll call it my rant view. I've just reviewed TNA Hardcore Justice. It used to be just regular hard justice. I don't know why they call it hardcore justice when there wasn't no hardcore matches or anything that remotely seemed hardcore. But but anyway, I apologize for keeping y'all waiting. If any of y'all was waiting for the video, I apologize. But let's go on. We start off the night. 5 championships on the line tonight too as well. We start off with the X Division Championship match. Brian Kendrick, I was about to call him Daniel Bryan, but Brian Kendrick defends against Austin Aries, the guy that won the TNA contract last month at whatever the hell that last Destination X, and Alex Shelley, who won the Destination X match. This match I thought this was a pretty good match, to start the night off with. It's the X Division. It's 3 guys that are very, very good workers. Brian Kendrick is very good. He's not like a fucking knob job like fucking, Shannon Moore and Matt Hardy for that matter. They both fucking knobs. That's new. I've been looking at a lot of, slang over there. Overseas, they call people knobs, and that's what I started calling people. But this whole match, basically, Austin Aries was getting double teamed for the most part of the entire match. Alex Shelley looked very, very good, and it's about time they have Alex Shelley do outside of the tag team division. It's about time they gave him something meaningful to do. Brian Kendrick, he was alright. He wasn't spectacular. Alex Shelley was the star attraction here. Austin Aries being, typical Austin Aries, because, him in Ring of Honor, he always walks around the ring, taunts the fans. He comes in and hits Shelley with a brain buster, and then Kendrick takes advantage and throws him out the ring for the win and retains the title. The finisher on this, I already said the finisher, but that type of shortcut stuff should be used for a heel wrestler. And, but it's TNA's creative team. What you gonna do? You give them lemons and they give you a pitcher of piss. So anyway, it's sure as hell it's yellow, but it's not lemonade, it's piss. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 to start it out on a good note. And then I said, if the rest of the night goes pretty well, it'll probably be a pretty good pay-per-view. What surprised me is so many matches on this card. It was like, damn, it was like the shit never ended. Next, we have the Knockout Tag Team titles. Miss Tessmacher and Tara defends against Mexican America, team of Sarita and Rosita. The thing about this is that, the Knockouts tag belts has been, just in and out of the company. There have been more people being stripped of the belt than people actually winning the belt. And you have Tara, who's pretty good. Sarita and Rosita are okay. Then you have Miss Tessmacher. I don't even know why the fuck she's even in the ring. This match was touch and go. It was back and forth. Not as much back and forth. It seemed like Tara and Miss Tessmacher pretty much had the upper hand for the most part of this match. Sarita and Rosita, I figured, the creative team would have them look a little bit more better than what they did. But it's the TNA Knockouts, it's just a step below WWE Diva, it's fucking horrible shit. Really gives an embarrassment to, because everyone watches Shimmer and, Women of Wrestling and all those promotions that actually promote women's wrestling much better. This is an embarrassment to them. These guys, these women are just model, diva, starlets. They're not fucking wrestlers. Or they used to be, and then TNA came up. Then mainstream wrestling called them up and fucked up their whole fucking careers. I give this match a 2.5. Not a 2.5, a 2 out of 5. Next we have Devon and the Pope for the Bound for Glory series. The BFG series, Big Fucking Gun series, for all my Doom fans out there. I was playing Doom 3 earlier this week. Man, I know the game's old, but it's probably the only reason why I would even turn on my Xbox. I don't own a 360, not planning on owning one, so I wouldn't pay for it with my own money. But anyway, I'm not saying it's a bad system or anything. I just don't want it. That's coming from a guy that owns all the systems, except for that one. You have two guys, clearly WWE rejects, with the same fucking gimmick. The Pope and Brother Devon with his all testify. What surprised me is the length of this match. This match seemed like it went on forever. I damn near fell asleep. I was bored out my mind watching this match. The Pope wound up winning with a roll-up. But the Pope, Lord knows the Pope has to win every single match on some bullshit because I don't even think he even has a finishing maneuver. Hell, he didn't even have a finishing maneuver in the WWE. Or did he? I don't know. Fuck the Pope. Fuck him. But anyway, I give that match a 2.5 out of 5. They worked pretty good together. And then you had the Knockouts women's title match. Winter versus Mickie James for the fifth fucking time. Is it just me, or Winter kind of looks like, in the face, she kind of looks like Dixie Carter. Could be the same person, but Dixie Carter's not that fucking pale. Dixie Carter's a rich woman. She pays a lot of money for her spray-on tans. And I look at Mickie James, and one day I see her, her boobs like it's bigger than my head. Then you look at her again, they look like A cups. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But, what can I say about this one? Winter pretty much was on the offensive for the most part of this matchup. Mickie James, being a whole little damsel in distress. Oh, I'm the underdog, even though you've held the Knockouts title for probably the longest time than anybody in quite some time. And because you're with from the WWE, they want to bend over and kiss your ass, even though I don't think anybody would object to kissing Mickie James' ass or caressing Mickie James' ass or doing anything to Mickie James' ass. I mean, it is a nice ass, don't get me wrong. But anyway, Winter comes in, Angelina Love causes a distraction. Winter sprays mist in Mickie James' eyes. Mickie James falls down like a sack of shit. And all of a sudden, because she's blinded, she can't get her shoulders off the mat. After all that offense and all that shit, you wouldn't have matched that way. They could really do much better. See, they could really do much better than that. But anyway, I give this match a 1.5 out of 5. Next up, Crimson and RVD, another one to beat in a Bound for Glory series. By the way, isn't Bound for Glory like in December? So for real, they're going to be pulling this smack of shit for this long fucking months? Come on. This was the only match on the card, really, that I was really interested in seeing, an X Division match. Everything else I considered shit. I love how Crimson's a big guy, but he's kind of powerhouse technical. I like his ring, and I like his in-ring style. It's a damn shame the guy can't cut a promo. So I'm hoping that he becomes world champion, because it's about time somebody was promoted, somebody was made, somebody besides a WWE fucking reject was, in the title picture. That'd be awesome. RVD always is pretty good in the ring. He never takes a step back as long as he's not wrestling somebody that's older than his father, like fucking Sting and Kurt and all these motherfuckers. But it was a pretty good match. Crimson, everyone knows I'm not a huge fan of Goldberg, but if they would have gave Goldberg a lot more skill, a lot more in-ring prowess, make him pop off a couple more moves and just the 4 moves he does for a match, Crimson, he'll be pretty good. I would probably be a fan of his. I think Goldberg was just, to me, is a one-hit wonder gimmick that never fucking died. Basically. Just like the rappers in mainstream. Just fucking gimmicks that just won't die. This match, like I said, this match was pretty awesome. It's a shame that TNA does good, kind of good with their booking, except when you're talking about the world title. They do good with their booking. It's just that they just don't know how to let a fucking match finish. They can get everything else right but the fucking finish. This match was pretty good. RVD does his classic spot monkeyness. Crimson putting it on the pressure. Jerry Lynn comes in and fucks it all up. like this match. This match actually gets my highest rating of any match on the card. I know it wasn't the edgiest seat. I just like the way it was worked and the way it was performed. A 4 out of 5. Next up, we have a 6-man tag match. Immortal versus Fortune. Gunner, Abyss, and Steiner versus Kazarian. Well, I call him Kaz. Daniels and Styles. I hate 6-man tag matches. And you look at these guys. You got Big Papa Dump Scott Steiner, who hasn't drew any money for anybody since he was a tag team with his brother. It hasn't been worth shit since then. Then you have Ass Kisser Abyss and Gang Rape Gunner. What I say about gang rape, I am not talking about he's orchestrating gang rape. I'm talking Gunner gets gang raped every time he fucking comes to work. His ass is probably hurting. It's been taking so much dicking. It's been taking so much dicking from Hulk Hogan. If Hulk Hogan still has a Hulk strudel. Oh, my mistake. He doesn't. His wife has it. And I think she has it up in a box collecting dust like it was the last 15 years of her marriage. While she's fucking a guy that's younger than me. And I'm fucking 25. And she's fucking like a 20-year-old. Well, I don't even know if they still together. But let's say she was fucking a 19-year-old. And probably and he probably took her places that the Hulkamania could never take her. But anyway, that's saved for another argument. But, it's just classic. It starts out high spots for Daniels and Kaz. Kaz is nothing but a high spot monkey anyway. Styles was a lot more polished. Daniels is a lot more polished. Steiner, Steiner had more in-ring time than anybody else in the match. Abyss didn't look. Abyss was taking a beat, and he didn't turn it up like I thought he would. In the end, AJ Styles hit Abyss with the Pele for the win. I haven't seen him win off of Pele in a long time. But this was a real, and Fortune looked good. Fortune looked good, It's a shame they should. These guys should be in a fucking Bound for Glory series. There's another thing with this Bound for Glory mess. It makes me sick how they have all these WWE rejects. And yet, half of the guys you don't even have on television. Because all in the end, it ain't going to be nobody we really want getting a title shot like Crimson. Then we got Bully Ray and Mr. Anderson. I thought this was going to be one of as I call WWE's matches. I call them glorified after-school sissy fights, because there's nothing but punches and kicks, elbows, and knife-edge chops. What's the fucking point? No fucking wrestling. This match was a fucking brawl. Started on the outside. They went back and forth in the ring. They countered each other's finishing maneuvers. Bully Ray, he kicked out of a swanton bomb from Anderson. That would have been Jeff Hardy. Bubba Ray probably would have been beaten right there. I hope that motherfucker never comes back, by the way. Sorry this video is kind of long, but it's a really long pay-per-view. Bully Ray tries to hit Anderson with the chain. Of course, Anderson knocks it out of his hand. They botched it up because they both fell out to the outside of the ring. Anderson was distracted when the ref took him away, took the chain away. Bully Ray hit him with a low blow and a roll up for the win. Still, another great way to end the match, TNA. Perfect. I give that match a fucking 3 out of 5. I didn't rate the tag match. I give the tag match a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, you have Beer Money and Mexican America for the World Tag Belts. There is a lot of tag team action going here. Whatever the guy named Anaquia, whatever the fuck his name is. It's Hernandez and this guy. Hernandez is fucking shit. Hernandez can't make anybody look good, and now they're getting his tag team partner. If you turned on this and wanted to see Bear Money, you was in for a treat, because Bear Money's tag team chemistry is awesome, and I wouldn't expect anything less. And then I remember a couple months ago when I said how the commentator said Mexican America and Inc. may be in line for a tag team title match. You haven't seen Inc. since 2 months ago with that fucking paper, 2 or 3 months ago. At least not on Impact Wrestling. I don't even watch it. Like I said, I really don't watch it that much. But Anarquia came up, got hit with the last call. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, we have the match that I was dreading for the rest of this day when I was watching it. The world title match, Sting versus Kurt Angle. You know, I'm not even going to talk about this match. I'm not even going to talk about it. I mean, I thought when Sting, you know, it started out with chain wrestling. I thought when Sting threw Kurt was in the ring, out of the ring, they was going to be on the outside for 15 minutes, just like every other world title match that Sting ever fucking has, because he has to stall for time, because they're both out of fucking practice. You know what? Kurt actually didn't look as bad as he usually does. I mean, because you know the chain wrestling, that's the only wrestling you're going to get out of Kurt these days. He's so fucking tore up. Both of these guys probably got the pack ice after every fucking event. Kurt Angle can go outside the ring and cut a promo and still have the fucking pack ice. That's how fucking beat up he is. And they think this is going to cause fucking ratings, but it's not. I mean, that Kurt Angle hasn't drew money for that company in fucking years. And neither has Sting. But see, these guys with their inflated contracts, they're not making millions or anything like that. But you know, they want to whine, moan, and complain to the executive office like whiny little bitches like LeBron James. Oh, you know, and that's what fucking makes me sick. That's what fucking makes me sick. But anyway, you know, they counter each other's matches. Sting using Kurt Angle's finishing moves. Kurt using Sting's finishing moves. Hulk Hogan comes down. Another match to TNA. You know, I think this may very well be the last pay-per-view of TNA that I'll be reviewing. Because I just can't fucking take it anymore. You book shit and then you can't let the fucking match finish. You let Anderson win, but he cracks Sting with the chair. Kurt cracks him in the back and an angle slam and for the victory. Kurt's the new champion. I mean, could you do something better than that? At least let the old farts have their fucking dignity. I mean, come on. It makes me fucking sick. Another thing that makes me sick is I'm gonna dedicate a video to this later this week. Hopefully, if I have time, how Destination X was their highest grossing pay-per-view in the last 2 years since Hogan and Bischoff been there. Over damn near 40,000 people bought it, and yet you come here to Hardcore Justice and it's back down to its abysmal numbers. And I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. I really don't know. And it's no savior for that fucking company unless they just fire everybody and start from scratch and make their own identity instead of trying to rip off somebody else's. It don't get me started with the shit that's going on in the fucking WD. I call it dumbing WE. WWE. It's even worse. I'm getting tired of fucking hot shotting. But anyway, 7.5 out of 10 for TNA Hard Justice. I know I'm not my normal self here because I really didn't care much for this at all. After 20 years, I'm thinking that I'm starting to fucking lose faith. I'm really not. Wrestling is just, after 20 years, I'm just fed up with it all. I can sit here and complain, but nobody but you guys listen, and I thank you for that. This is Tough Tony signing off. Have a wonderful evening.